I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, VinandSori@gmail.com. I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy merch indeed.
Child shall lead
Child
them.
shall lead them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, up next. Oh no.
What?
Take over.
Oh. DJ by the full English breakfast, and you see here the
Let it make you
literally
hungry.
the full English breakfast. And then you've got the Grecian flag, the German flag, the Russian flag, and the French flag. We're having a veritable battle of the bands in Europe. Right now, Greece is ahead.
Yeah.
Deutschland is in second place, but right now, let's see.
But they're in second,
what the,
but lyrically they were, well, whatever.
Lyrically, they were
Anyway,
up there for
if you
sure.
want to know what that is, just look at that review. The next one is The Lost Sun, is the band.
And it's
Lone Wanderings Amongst Pale Stars.
Stars.
So,
And this is the Russian band.
Yep, this is Russia. The genre is atmospheric, yes. Space black metal. That's interesting.
Bass black metal.
Yeah. You know when you get enthralled by a sound and a vibe that certain black metal songs just capture you and kind of hold you and you get lost in the sound? This is one of those. The Lost Sun is a one-man project hailing from Moscow. This originally came out as a single in 2015.
Imagine the pressure. One man carrying the weight of
all of this.
all of Moscow. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. The Lost Sun, lone wandering among pale stars. Let's do it.
was going on with you, miss?
Well, that one was just incredible. That one was out of this world good. And I had over here, the minute that it started, it had like such an expansive feel to it. I said, I got to see pictures of space. So I put on this thing. It was like, it like started in Earth and it just like slowly started sucking you away until you were just traveling through the... But it was, I think it's a song that you could listen to many times in contemplation. Whatever it is that you have to work through. You know what I mean? Because it has that sort of uplifting feel to it, then for me, music kind of dictates.
It's fascinating. You were uplifted by the song.
I didn't read the lyrics, not a single word. I assumed the lyrics are something very dark and dismal. But the music itself, it kept like... Well, I could see how it could be sad too. But,
what do you mean?
Well, it had a feel to it that had like a sort of sadness to it, but it was also like there was a steadiness to it. Like it could be the soundtrack of somebody who gets like sucked into space and never makes it back and just like is completely being pulled away all constantly. Yeah. It could be something like that. It could also be like a real tragic situation happened and you're just like standing over the person that you're very sad that you just lost them in some tragic way. Like it had that sort of feel to it, but it also had a very like uplifting feel, like shit happens, but you know, you're going to keep moving. I really liked it. But like I said, to me, this one, I could go into this and say, you know what? I'm going in all spirit on this one, or I'm going in to think about this. I am a giant fan of this. Now, what did you get out of it? It was such a great sound. First of all, I want to know how long it was, because to me, it feels like one of those songs that felt short, but maybe ended up actually being long.
All right, so I actually, the big homie.
Let me see this.
How long was it?
I don't know. I want to find out.
I think it was like 8 minutes.
10 minutes. It was 10 minutes.
It was 10 minutes?
Yeah, and that's what I thought. It felt like one of those kind of wholesome feeling ones that didn't feel as long as it actually was.
I want to put this. So Vlad talked about this. So William Shatner took part in this like space thing with Jeff Bezos, where you go up to space for 10 minutes. You literally go up to space and then you come down.
For
Michael
10 minutes?
Strahan did it. Yeah.
Would you ever want to do something like that?
No, not even a little bit. I can't tell you what you have. If everybody in the world needs to do this, everybody in the world. I'm reading this for the first time. Vlad put the quote out there. I googled the quote, and then this is what it came out to. Everybody in the world needs to see the it was unbelievable. I mean, you know, the little things, the weightlessness, but to see the blue color go whoop by, and now you're staring into blackness. That's the thing. The covering of blue was the sheet, this blanket, this comforter of blue that we have all around us. We think, oh, that's blue sky. And then suddenly you shoot through it all of a sudden, as though you whip off a sheet off when you're asleep, and you're looking into blackness, into black ugliness. And you look down, there's the blue down there and the black up there. And it's just, there is Mother Earth and comfort. And is there death? I don't know. Is that death? Is that the way death is? Whoop! And it's gone. Jesus! That's interesting. It was so moving to me. This experience, it's something unbelievable. Weightlessness, my stomach, this is so weird. But not as weird as the covering of blue. This is what I never expected. Oh, it's one thing to say, oh, the sky and the thing and the fragile, it's all true. But what isn't true, what is unknown until you do that, is there's this pillow, there's a soft blue. Look at the beauty of that color. It's so thin. And you're through it in an instant. How thick is that? Do we know? Is it a mile? Is it 2 miles? But you're going 2,000 miles an hour. So you're through 50 miles, whatever the mathematics. It's like a beat and suddenly the blue and into the black. And he just goes on and on and on and on.
How long was he gone for?
Huh?
Start to finish, how long was the trip?
I think the trip was like 10 minutes.
Well, it can't be 10 minutes from when you left the Earth till you return to Earth. Or could it be?
I mean, I don't know. But it was very fascinating.
If it was anything less than 30 minutes, I'm definitely... interested.
It was very fascinating that
I'm not trying to go for an hour though.
looking up, he saw death, and looking down, he saw life.
I know. I thought the same thing.
That is very, very, very fascinating.
Yeah.
But man, the way that, I mean, you can
That's
tell.
that's a cute way to explain the
You can tell.
blue too, like a little soft pillow.
Yeah.
Around us.
But again, it's like this, you could tell that he was really moved by it, like to go
absolutely.
out into space and to experience like the vastness of the universe to a degree, but also how grateful he was to be on Earth and to be part of this created order. But again,
It's perspective.
how thin that line is. And he talks about like just like a sheet when you rip off the blanket or whatever, and like that's how it is. And yeah, the perspective that you get, and there is something strange about the concept of just floating off and out into the universe, and
I can't even imagine.
running into a star and disintegrating it.
Yeah.
Like, there's something
Yeah.
sad, tragic, beautiful about it at the same time, and to a degree, I mean, lyrically, it seems like he's in this capsule and he's just floating.
In the lyrics?
Yeah, lyrically, that's what it looked like to me. It's what it sounded. Tina, were you getting the same kind of vibe that he was kind of like in a capsule, and he was like.
There's not like a lot of lyrics, so I'd like to just read over them.
Yeah. So gazing into the void, my vain hopes die silently. I'm lost in the depths, full of light, begging to end my last journey. Through weaves his tapestry of stars, transcending of the unknown, the lack of oxygen in lungs, my fate to die alone. Dimness in my eyes, eclipse of the last sundown. I won't see a new sunrise in shade of solar crown. In blaze I'd agonized and end the last silent groan. The comet made of bones and ice, like signs of overthrow. The entire flight was 10 minutes, according to Amy. I will float in starry flow. That's what. See,
I want to do that real badly.
I will float in starry flow. Millennia of empty space until the plasma glow will burn my corpse without trace. New satellite of lost forgotten worlds, warned by the distant stars, still unnamed constellation above, in the strange pattern of suns. So Tina says he's not really in a ship. It's just his body out there floating, which maybe I'm like hyper literalizing. I was like, his body could be out there floating. He'd have to be in some sort of device because it's speed free, whatever. But holy smokes! I used to read these science fiction. This I said a couple times on the stream. Like, I was low key a science fiction fan, but it wasn't. I wasn't fascinated by the science. I was fascinated by the escape aspect of it. To not be on Earth, to see something like completely new. I mean, there was one book that talked about baseball, how if you hit a home run, it would go like 50,000 feet. And the guy would jump 50,000 feet to catch it or whatever because of gravitational whatever. And I thought that was cool because I was on the team at the time. But it was more like exploring different, like that EVE Online thing that I do. Like it's just, I just took the exploring. You would think I would choose the war. Like you can have teams and like you can fight. And
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
EVE Online thing.
Yeah.
It's a space thing.
Yeah.
And like you would think that I would have chosen the war one or whatever. But I just chose the Explorer. I just chose the Explorer one. You just explore. You just float around. You explore shit. Discover new planets, star systems, all that types of shit. Like, I'm done with the whole
war.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, well, in space, like, I don't really want to think about jihad in space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's weird, man. Like, yeah, the guy was talking as if he was drifting, for sure. But what was going on with you as you were hearing it? Because you looked like you were really like...
I told you at the beginning.
Sonically, it was so majestic.
It really was. I just felt like... And all I wanted to do was just see... So there's like a channel that that I look at on Facebook a lot. And they have like these amazing pictures of stuff like... in our world and just the glory of some of the stuff. Like, I don't know if you can you throw up some of those things?
Of what?
Well, the two moons would work, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's two moons?
I showed it to you like a couple hours ago. Here, I'm going to send you these if you can pop these up on there.
Okay.
Just some of the amazing things, and I would have loved to have seen like a bunch of different pictures that were like this, but the space thing was a cool way to start it out. It's not going.
It'll show up.
It says waiting, but
go ahead, keep talking.
So I would have loved to see just like a whole compilation like this. If I had more time, I'd make a lyric video for this and just put all kinds of pictures like that where you're just like seeing just awesome creation all over the place, because it was just that sort of experience, and it felt like everything is much bigger, and it gave you the feel that you were a small piece in something grand. I just really, really, really liked it. And it was probably a type of song that I could, you know, there are certain songs that are great for like a soundtrack for just prayer. You know what I mean? And I think that this would be a good one.
It was interesting because, you know, there are some people who are a fan of the Cookie Monster vocal style and some who are not. But, like, my thing is...
I didn't even notice the vocal style, to be honest with
you.
you.
The vocal style, there were some times when he went clean.
Can you put the vocal style on just real quick again so I can remember it?
Yeah, okay.
Because it was such an experience for me. I couldn't tell you.
Here it is. Lost Son.
I liked the vocal style because it was it kind of reminded me of like an animal in the way that he was kind of like howling at some of the spots.
It's interesting because Vlad is saying they were like anguished cries drowned out by the surrounding turbulence. Mm-hmm. It was fitting in that light, in my opinion.
I totally agree. Exactly. Well said. You said it better than I would have.
He was talking about like breath leaving his lungs. It was a desperation. It wasn't just rah rah. I mean, honestly, like it's sometimes, especially like whole genres are defined by the Cookie Monster thing, and you have to do that for the genre. And it's like, yeah, but it gets to the point where, you know how like I like a lot of spice in my food, but if you put a bunch of pepper on there, like it just kills your taste buds and you can't taste anything.
Yeah, it's just heat and sweat.
But you can no longer taste
yeah
what you're eating if it's too hot.
Right.
And it's like, sometimes with the Cookie Monster stuff, it's like, okay, what emotion is being conveyed here? Mm-hmm. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you upset?
Yeah, you know, I think that's a good point. I feel like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like if a person only sang in a major key, like a happy key, all the time, at some point you'd say, okay, so how do you actually feel? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In this song, I knew exactly what was going on. You're in a desperate situation, and I got to kind of strain to listen to your voice, which in my mind, he was in a space pod, and the space pod, something malfunctioned, and the map fucked up or whatever, and he was in the orbit of some sun, and he was being pulled away. He was done. And he knew he was done, and he was on his way to be done, but whatever. And, like, so that's what's going on in my head. I'm like, yeah, the person wouldn't come out, like, perfect. You know what I'm saying? I understand on the other side, too, especially when he went clean. I wish he was a little bit more front in the vocals, just because the juxtaposition was so beautiful between the dirty vocals and the clean vocals. But I felt like this particular vocal style fit perfectly with the distress.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, you love distress.
Give me some distress, some desperation. I guess it's more not distress. Distress makes it sound like an alarm is going off. Not like with that. I liked desperation, like the deep cries of the inward soul. The sound that doesn't get released.
I was definitely seeing alarms going off because he was talking about
because of what it was
toward a certain death.
Yeah, I believe alarms would be going off in that case too.
And, you know, there's a lot of synth, I think, in this, but then the guitars came in, and the keyboard, as far as, like, the singular notes on the keyboard were very subdued. Which kind of reminded me of that the Chinese band we listened to yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is currently the song of the year for me. So shout out to Deutschland.
It was the Zeraka Guyan.
Deutschland is.
You guys want to see that other review?
You know what's funny?
ZURIAAKE.
lyrics for that song.
We did?
Yeah, because I went back to it because obviously I was listening to it again, and I clicked the lyrics were even better than the ones we had before.
Seriously?
They were.
Wow.
But this band, Deutschland, Germany's at least going to end up in third place, at least, because I'm gonna go ahead and assume you're gonna rank this song higher than the.
Yeah,
the
this one's a top for me. This one's a 10 for me.
This is a 10.
Yep. I'm absolutely hearing this one again.
Urkenhalten.
Yeah.
Damn. I gotta give this a 9.9 because the Greek band gave me that, like, it moved me, you know, like literally moved me with the metal. Yeah,
but you have to rate this song in and of itself, not comparing it to something else.
I don't like this song as much as I like the Greek band.
Oh, okay.
So it's
weird.
But it's still ending up in first place because you gave the Greek band like a 9.7 or whatever. So
9.8, I think. I don't know.
Right now, Russia is in first place.
Yeah, so we both. Well, wait a minute.
Shout out to Germany. Go ahead. What were you saying?
So wait a minute. This one was this one Germany?
This was a Russian band.
Oh,
this is a Russian one-man band.
Good. Oh, that's right. It was one man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a deep person right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Steven says, back in 2004, I was reading research papers from USA and rocketry. How can America have the greatest space aeronautics, hit 25%, not know about the Earth's rotation? That's America, baby. Yep. Capitalism. Yeah. It's funny because William Shatner later said, I don't know everything that you're doing. He's talking to Bezos, but this is incredible, he says. Everybody needs to do this. So he's basically saying, listen, I know that you're Lex Luthor. I know you're an evil motherfucker, but you're providing a good service here. I mean, this is the future. Like, this is... That space thing, I mean, unbelievable. Unfreaking believable.
Oh, there you have it. A 10 for me, 9.9 for you?
Yeah, it was a 9.9. So that pushes it above the Greek the Greek thing. Shout out to Greece. And shout out to Deutschland. We got one more song and one more country for you, dear listener. And that
France is next. Let's go.
The good people of France. We just saw a movie was based in France.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Homie Fally that told us about it.
And shout out to Sister Marguerite. Gang, gang, gang. If you're not with Sister Marguerite... Anyway, we got one more song, dear listener. If you're a square and you're on regular YouTube land, you're missing one of the most craziest, unique experiences of all time on the Vin and Sori channel. Vin out!
Sori out.
Gone!